Yeah, pause YouTube. What's up? How's it going, everybody? Have for y'all today, second upload for today actually, because I uploaded my week 2 of PGBO earlier, but this is going to be a bit of a different upload. Long story short, kind of backed myself into a corner of things that I need to exactly get done today on Saturday. So, well, to get things ready for over Christmas Eve tomorrow and Christmas, because I kind of want to take those days off just to be with my family and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of backed myself into a corner when it comes to uploads. So yeah, I decided to post-com this actually really good NU battle I had while I was testing this team out. Now, I won't leave a placement of this team down in the description because I do want to do a proper showdown live with this team. It's a very fun team that I based around Choice Banded Drudagon, which I know sounds really odd, like maybe Life Orb would be better, but I was just like, I want to use Choice Banded Drudagon, so why not? So yeah, this was a pretty cool team based around Choice Banded Drudagon, which actually puts in a little bit of work in this match, so little hint, wink, wink there. But the great thing about this is that this was actually against the dude who, while at the moment of me recording this, is I think in like the top 40 of NU, like top 50 or top 40 in the NU ladder. So he definitely knows what he's doing, and his team is very interesting, as you guys will come to see in this matchup. So if maybe you guys would like to see some more uploads like this where I just have extremely good battles on Showdown that I don't do when I do a Showdown live, or that I'm not able to live commentate like when I'm only testing teams out, then let me know in the comment section below. I've done this a little bit before in the past in like previous generations, and it's been well received, but obviously things change, people change, viewers change. So yeah, let me know if you do like these for future uploads. And of course, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button down below. And I think with that being said, we can go ahead and get into this battle. So straight up at team matchup, I realized that we have actually half of the same team, Delphox, Drudagon, and Seismitoad, although there is a good chance that my Drudagon is a lot different than his Drudagon, because it looks like it'll just be a regular defensive Drudagon. And I saw some of this guy's other replays, and this is a very like common build of team he's been using. I think he's shifted out like Scrafty and Whimsicott, and he's tried other things out, I think, over like Delphox as well. But he's very comfortable with this build of team, so he definitely knows how to use it. So obviously at the time I didn't know that, but just from looking at some of his replays after the match here and looking at my team, Combine Delphox does kind of put in a lot of work. Dragon Dance Scrafty is actually absolutely terrifying to this team, so that's definitely something I'm gonna have to fix for future uploads. Although I do have Mega Audino, so as long as it doesn't have like Poison Jab or Iron Tail, or if they're not Z moves, then it shouldn't be as big of an issue. But Dragon Dance Scrafty is very annoying. If it gets up T-Spikes, those are also going to be extremely annoying. However, though, I do have Defog on my SILVALLY, which is really nice. And then he doesn't really have a safe switch into my Choice Banded Drudagon once I'm able to get rid of Whimsicott, or if I can catch Whimsicott on a switch in with the Fire Punch, it's just absolutely going to get blown back. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. So he's going to be leading off with the Whimsicott, as I'm going to be leading off with my Rotom. I'm just going to go straight for the Volt Switch. I really didn't feel like he would try to risk switching into a Seismitoad, as it turns out that he is a very annoying set of Whimsicott, as he's sub-toxic, and then you guys are going to find out later that he also has the Leech Seed. So that, in tandem with T-Spikes, is going to be absolutely terrifying to deal with. So I encore him into the Toxic, and then I'm going to double out into my Toad here, expecting him to actually want to bring in the Quillfish, and then this way I can force him out, get on my rocks, as he ends up bringing in the Scrafty here. I thought that he would try to go for the Dragon Dance, so I wanted to go for the Volt Switch into my Audino, as he went for the knockoff, so I could then Mega Evolve and Dazzling Gleam. But he not only does not Dragon Dance, but he actually stays in, he just stays in here. Like, he had a perfectly good switch into Drudagon, but yeah, this thing just ate the Leaf Storm like it was nothing, and then he just stays in, goes for the Drain Punch, and puts my Rotom really low. It's not too bad because I do have Wish on my Audino, so if I can pass off a Wish, then that's going to be really nice as well. As this turn, I'm going to switch directly into my Delphox, expecting him to go for the Drain Punch. Then this way I could scare him out with a potential Z Fire Blast, or bluff that I had the Dazzling Gleam, which at the time I didn't, but I did add Dazzling Gleam after this. And I'm actually able to live the knockoff, which is excellent. So again, I can bluff that I have Dazzling Gleam, or I can get off a Blaze Boosted Fire Blast and probably knock him out, but I miss on the incoming Seismitoad here. That miss honestly doesn't even matter in the long run of the battle, although you guys are going to see that hacks is something that is very against me in this battle. So he's going to knock me out here with the knockoff as I just go for the side shock, trying to do as much damage as I possibly could. And then this gives me a free switch into my Rotom. And I'm thinking, alright, well, he's got to switch out here, right? Like, Dredagon is a pretty safe switch in here. He could also try to bring in the Whimsicott, knowing exactly just how big of a nuisance Whimsicott really is to my team, and especially because it is sub-toxic. He could potentially have the Leech Seed, although he hasn't revealed it at this point in the match, but it's very likely, judging from the set that he is running. So I decided just to go straight for the trick to hopefully cripple the Whimsicott on the switch in, because again, I thought that was mainly what he was going to want to bring in, or even potentially the Delphox was a good switch in. But this man with no fear stays in, and then he stays in again. Actually, it kind of makes more sense that he stayed in again, because with his Toad being tricked, it actually would have just freely allowed my Audino to consistently switch into it and then just pass off wishes to the rest of my team. So the fact that he did just want to sack off Toad here was honestly not a bad play, but it was a very, very risky play to initially stay in on the turn that I did go for the trick. And I was actually very close to going for the Volt Switch there. I was like, he shouldn't stay in, but ultimately I felt like going for the trick was going to be more beneficial to me and being able to cripple something on his team. And I'm honestly not too worried about the Toad, because I can Toxic it, and then I can just wear him down with my Audino, and my Rotom can just Leaf Storm and nuke him, and then I won't be locked into Leaf Storm essentially against the Toad. So even if I mispredict with like Volt Switch, I can then just follow it up with the Leaf Storm. But he does give me his Toad here, which is nice, because now there's one less nuisance that I have to deal with. Unfortunately though, I lost my Delphox, which was a very scary threat to his team, but it was necessary just because of how scary his Scrafty was. But Scrafty is now at about 54%, so it's honestly not going to be too scary. As in comes the Whimsicott, he does have no reason to not just substitute here. He can definitely sub, live any move, and then go from there. As I Volt Switch into my Silvally here, I'm going to go ahead, just go straight for the Flash Cannon just to be aggressive against his Whimsicott. Unfortunately though, with the Leech Seed, he is going to severely be wearing me down, so if it really comes down to it, he could potentially stay in here and just consistently spam substitute after I break it. So I'm going to try a Parting Shot here in to my Rotom, thinking that he may want to switch out into the Quillfish to potentially try to start spike stacking me, and then that way I could have some type of momentum in my favor. But he did make the safe play in going for the sub, as unfortunately Volt Switch does not quite break his substitute as I bring in my Silvally here. Luckily no special attack drop, so this is really nice, because now I will be able to kind of punish him here by spamming Flash Cannon and being aggressive, as he actually goes for the Moonblast again and crits me along with getting a special attack drop. So that is slightly annoying, mainly for the reason that now my Flash Cannon is not doing anywhere near as much damage as it would be doing if I was just a neutral attack. However though, he's really not in a position, because he didn't go for the Leech Seed, he's not in a position to stay in and spam substitute, because ultimately he's still going to be losing 19% of his health, because he's getting back 6% from the leftovers. So it's really in my best interest here to just spam Flash Cannon at this point. I also could have possibly gone for the Parting Shot, but if I had done that, then again I just risk him getting up a substitute, and that is not something I wanted to allow. So I'm gonna T-Wave this Quillfish, honestly in hopes to be able to just get a Para-Hacks on him maybe here and there, and then I can take advantage of that. But then he's gonna paralyze me back, and yeah, that's actually going to go much better for him, because I end up getting fully paralyzed right away as he is able to get up a layer of spikes. So the good thing about me defogging is that he has lost his Stealth Rocker, but I still have my Stealth Rocker, so I can still potentially get up my rocks once again. So I'm going to try to bring in my Toad here in hopes that he would just try to Para-Flinch me down with the combination of Waterfall and Thunder Wave, but he does end up getting up a layer of spikes there, which was honestly his best play to make. And the fact that he didn't go for T-Spikes automatically lets me know that he doesn't have them, because if he did have T-Spikes, he definitely should have gone for them that turn, unless he was for some reason trying to conceal them. But at this point, I'm very positive he doesn't have T-Spike, so that's actually really good because now I don't have to worry about my Dredagon, Toad, or Audino being poisoned on the switch-in. So I get on my rocks here. Actually, no, I'll go for Toxic, expecting the Whimsicott. And at this point, I know that this Whimsicott cannot touch me, so I will be able to get up my rocks now, and they should be here to stay for the remainder of the match, unless I am feeling like this spike is being too much of an issue to me. So I decided to switch here directly into my Audino, just in the off chance that he did want to try and go for the Leech Seed, because I can definitely encore him into the Leech Seed. And the reason why I'm not Mega Evolving right now with my Audino is because I want to be able to consistently pivot in and out with Audino while it has Regenerator. The only downside of Mega Audino is that it has a really terrible ability, sorry. And right now Regenerator is a lot better for me because it just allows me to keep my Audino at a high amount of HP without having to solely rely on Wish being able to bring me back up to a high amount of HP. So I believe I do go for the Wish here because I wanted to be able to pass it off to my SILVALLY, but he ends up hard switching directly into this Delphox, and this thing is actually kind of scary because if he's got Dazzling Gleam, then I think it just 6-0s me. If he had Dazzling Gleam with Grass Knot, then I'm pretty sure this thing just won right here, but he ends up going for the Substitute. So at this point, you guys can tell he's got a common theme on this team. Half of his Mons have Substitute, and that is actually so annoying. Like, it's fine to have 1, 2's pushing it, but 3, I don't think I've ever seen a team with triple Substitute Mons, and that is, again, just really annoying, and especially because Scrafty could be like sub Bulk Up or sub Dragon Dance. This could be sub Calm Mind, and that's 2 Substitute Sweepers, while Whimsicott is just a sub Leech Seed Toxic annoying Mon essentially. So yeah, that's just a weird combination. I don't think I've ever seen that before on a team. So even though I am banded, I am going to go straight for the Sucker Punch. So the thing about this turn right here is that if he mispredicts, there is a chance that my Dredagon would be able just to knock out this Delphox. There's also the chance that if he wanted to switch into something else, whatever came in could potentially catch an Earthquake or a Dragon Tail if that is something that I had, and then if he does try to bring in the Whimsicott, he risks me potentially predicting that. So I'm not sure if this really was exactly a 50-50, but I honestly felt like it was in my best interest to stay in here and go straight for the Sucker Punch on the off chance that he did predict me to not Sucker Punch, thinking that he would not go for an offensive move. So I am going to Sucker Punch here, and as you guys are going to see, he actually does end up staying in, going for an offensive move to try and finish me off. And down goes the Delphox, which was another very scary Mon. As in comes the Scrafty. At this point, I don't really know if he has Bulk Up or Dragon Dance, but either way, I'm going to switch directly into my Rotom here in hopes that he would actually go for the sub, but he ends up going straight for the Drain Punch there, knocks me out, and this allows me to bring back in my Dredagon. I am a max speed Dredagon, so I'm just going to be aggressive, go straight for the Dragon Claw in hopes that I would be able to knock him out. I didn't want to Outrage there, because if I had gone for the Outrage, then that just freely invites him to bring in the Whimsicott. Not only does Whimsicott come in for free, he freely substitutes, he freely Leech Seeds, even though yes, he is toxic. I guess it would have been a little bit bad if he did substitute, but he could have just freely gone for the Leech Seed and gained back a little bit more recovery on his Whimsicott. So I really felt like Dragon Claw there was by far my best play, as I'm able to catch the incoming Quillfish, do a solid 37%. Unfortunately though, because he has Rocky Helmet, I will knock myself out, but that's fine because Banded Dredagon actually got 2 KOs, and I've been able to kind of punch some holes in his team. As at this point, let's just hold on, we'll make this here. Okay, so we're gonna say that the double down here happens, so we're both gonna get knocked out here, right? This turn right here is actually very important. If you look at my team, Scrafty literally just comes in, substitutes, bulks up or Dragon Dances, and plows through my team essentially. He's not going to want to risk bringing in Whimsicott because it's already toxic. I have my SILVALLY Steel in the back, which still safely lives in Moonblast, and then I knock him out with the Flash Cannon. If he brings in Dredagon, I still have my Seismitoad at full HP, and then I also have my Audino in the back, which he does not know if I am a Mega Audino or not, because I haven't Mega Evolved throughout this entire match. However, though, there is a chance that he is thinking I am Mega Audino, so ultimately, I really felt like his best, I really felt like his best switch in here was going to be the Scrafty, because it covers 2/3 of what Mons I want to bring in here. Because again, if you brought in Whimsicott and I brought in SILVALLY or Audino, then it just has a bad matchup. And same thing for Druddigon. If I brought in Toad or Audino, it has a bad matchup, as where Scrafty has a good matchup against my Toad and my SILVALLY here. So that's why I actually did end up bringing in my Audino here, expecting the Scrafty to come in. And now is my best chance to go ahead and Mega Evolve and go straight for the Dazzling Gleam, as he does actually end up going for the Drain Punch, and I will be able to knock him out, which is excellent, as in comes the Whimsicott. He actually took about a minute or so to make this play, because I was guessing he was trying to figure out what to do in this scenario. So the thing about this now is that with my Audino losing Regenerator because I Mega Evolved, and with me being at this low amount of HP, I don't really have too much more use for my Audino. So my best bet right here is to try and pass off a Wish to my SILVALLY. SILVALLY still can actually, in theory, beat this Whimsicott and beat his Druddigon 1v1. So he goes for the Moonblast, gets another special attack drop, as luckily I am able to gain the Wish here. He does, however, though, miss the Leech Seed, which is actually very, very nice. A little bit of justice there, but I don't think it ends up mattering too much in the long run of this match. Actually, it might have, I'm not sure, but that was definitely justice after all the hacks he's gotten on me, as I'm able to finally get rid of this damn Whimsicott. In comes the Druddigon. So at this point, I have an Audino that gets KO'd by Spikes. I still have no idea what this Druddigon set is, so I'm gonna stay in here with my SILVALLY, and I'm just gonna go for the Thunder Wave. In hindsight, what I should have done was just sacked off Audino, because that would have saved me 12% on top of the 14% from the Dragon Claw, so I would have been at 26% higher HP instead of now, after getting fully paralyzed, I'm not able to paralyze him with my Thunder Wave. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, there is a chance that this is just a regular defensive Druddigon because he got leftovers. So this may mean that he doesn't have a extremely hard-hitting move to hit my SILVALLY with, because he went for the Dragon Claw against it. So what I'm going to do here is actually bring in my Seismitoad. This way, I can go for the Toxic, and I should be able to wear down this Druddigon as he goes for the Glare. Now, this Glare is not really too important unless I get extremely unlucky with full para hacks there, because as you can see, Dragon Claw only does 24%. So I get fully paralyzed here. That's fine. One para, it's not really a big deal. I can still Earth Power, do some really nice damage to this Druddigon as he goes for the Dragon Claw again. I get fully paralyzed again. It's fine, because I can definitely still live another Dragon Claw. And as you can see, toxic damage is starting to rack up on this Druddigon. So he's gonna hit me with another Dragon Claw. I'm able to take that, and then I can Earth Power, right? No, I get fully paralyzed 3 times in a row. And then he's able to 1v1 my Seismitoad. So the thing about this here is that, as you can see, he takes 31% from the Toxic, and he's at 33%, which means if he has a super effective move to hit my SILVALLY with that he has not revealed at this moment, then this could be very bad for me. He's shown Dragon Claw and Glare. So I still don't know what his final 2 moves are, and I know for a fact Druddigon learns a lot of good coverage moves to hit steel types. So at this point, I'm thinking that the match literally comes down to this, because if he hits me with any type of super effective move, there's a good chance that I don't live it, because this is not a physically defensive SILVALLY and he is hitting me on the physical side. However, though, if I'm able to live any hit he goes for, even if I get fully paralyzed, the toxic damage should be racked up enough to where he is going to get knocked out by it. So it literally comes down to this turn on whether or not I will be able to pull out the victory or he pulls out the victory, and he just goes for the Dragon Claw, and this is actually where him missing that Leech Seed really comes into play, because I live on 12% the amount of damage that extra turn of Leech Seed, if he had hit, would have done to me, and I would have lost right here because of all those para-haxes that he got on my Seismitoad. Luckily though, SILVALLY, man, just putting in so much work in this battle, and I'm gonna be able to just barely pull out the 1-0 victory. So yeah, this was a very good game. Again, honestly felt like I wanted to share this battle with you guys because it was really intense, and it's just a nice way to show you that even if you're getting haxed and the odds may seem against you and you're backed up into a corner, that you can still like find a way to win. So that was a very good game against LoveNeverDies 1 there. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this, and if y'all do want to see some more types of these showdown battles just on occasion, not very often, then let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to hit that like button if you guys want to see my week 2 of PGBL. Link to that should be down in the description, or you can just go check it out on my channel. And with all that being said, I will see y'all tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Sorry about that. So yeah, later everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks.